In this episode, we talk with James MacDonald, the only solo RAAM finisher from Scotland. James reached the finish line of the world's longest non-stop bike race in a time of 11 days and 19 hours to earn 12th place overall in 2016 as a rookie. After this epic test of endurance, James could achieve something very special. He is the holder of the actual Guinness World Record for the fastest north-south-north double crossing of the island of the UK. In 2017 he rode from Groats down to Land's End and back up to Groats, covering a total distance of 2,711 kilometers, which is 1,684 miles in a time of 5 days and 18 hours to improve the former record for 3 hours. His latest challenge was to improve the actual 24-hour indoor track record of 941 kilometers, which was set by me in 2017. James was at a very promising pace, found his rhythm, but then he crashed and had to cancel his attempt. It will be his future challenge to give it another try, and today we will talk about our experiences in riding the velodrome non-stop for thousands of laps. What about your training? How many hours do you train each week in average, and how many hours did you train before Race Across America in the peak period?
I think that on average it's about 12 to 14 hours a week. But obviously, when you get closer to events, it can be more than that. But that's about normal for me to fit in with family life and with work as well. And when it came to before RAAM, I think it's fair to say that I did more training for the events after RAAM. RAAM was quite early on in my ultra cycling story, so I'd have to look back, but I don't think I did really a huge amount of hours for training for RAAM. It was just a build up, and I've done more serious training after that.
In the end, when it comes down to your speed and to your ride and to your performance, do you really think it helps you riding faster and stronger, or is it just something like mental help, because you're sure that everything is okay, that your crew has all the information they need, but I'm not sure if it really makes you faster, because sometimes having a lot of technology is just great, but sometimes it makes things a little bit more complicated, and sometimes I think it's better to keep it simple.
Oh yeah, for me, when riding, I don't really watch that at all. It was really for the crew. They wanted to make sure that I was eating enough calories, so they needed to work out what the burn rate was, and I think that was the main thing they were keeping an eye on, other than obviously the speed, which you could do easily. You didn't need all that technology to work that out. But it was mainly so they could figure out strategy of, should I stop? If I stopped, how much time would I lose? What speed would I need to be riding at for the next so many laps in order to catch up, to be back on pace? But they had worked all that out so that they didn't have to do it during the event. So it was all automated, so there'd be no errors made. Frankly, the ridiculousness of doing to do that whole distance and then going back again, it just appealed to me. And knowing a lot of the roads there, especially in Scotland, because I have ridden the end to end 3 times before that, so I knew a lot of the roads, and so we targeted that because it was familiar, and there's a lot of towns and cities you've got to get through. So it's not like Race Across America where you have nothing in the way of you. In doing this record, there was traffic.
I was always, when I rode the 24 hours, I was always afraid of crashing, and luckily it did not happen. But when the time was over, I did one more lap just to slow down a little bit and just to realize what I have just achieved. Just one lap, and I was crashing in that one lap at 24 hours and 20 seconds. I was crashing because my focus was gone, my concentration was gone.
Yeah.
I was going a little bit up and down and slowing down, and then I was slipping away and crashing. So it just showed me how lucky I was and how fast it can happen that you crash. It's really, you must not underestimate the risk of crashing on the track.
Yes, and I had never crashed on the track before. That's my one and only time. And but what I did notice was because I went to 15 hours, and at that point it was at a point where it wasn't going to be possible.
Check out our website for a full list of episodes, our YouTube video library, and of course, follow us on Facebook to get the latest and greatest straight to your feed. And if you're on the go, be sure to download our audio episodes from your favorite podcast platform, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Until next episode, Ultra Family, keep spinning Ultra.